Hey there, anime aficionados. Get ready to clear your schedules because we've got the inside scoop on the top 36 new anime series coming your way in 2024. But hold up, it's so massive we had to split it into parts, and this is just part 1. Can your anime watch list handle the excitement? I hope you've been doing those finger exercises because you're gonna need them for all that scrolling and clicking. Let the anime countdown begin. Number 36. Villainous level 99 in an autumn RPG set in the Varshin Kingdom. Yumiella Darkness, with her stigmatized black hair, is the daughter of a count and the unexpected hidden boss. Reincarnated with memories of her past life in Japan, Yumiella focuses on developing her rare dark-type magic, ignoring the game's romantic aspect. However, her goal to stay low-key takes a hit at the Magic Academy when her level 99 status is revealed. With unmatched abilities and suspicion of being the Demon Lord, Yumiella strives for a peaceful life in this fantasy world. Can the deadpan noble girl escape her destined role? Number 35. Karasu wa Eruji wo Irabanai. The story is set in an alternate world called Yamachi, ruled by the Yatagarasu clan, who are able to transform between human and crow forms. Yukiya, a beautiful and eccentric Yatagarasu boy, is chosen to serve the young prince. While encountering various events in the conspiracy-filled imperial court, he forms a strange master-servant relationship with the young prince. Number 34. Ui, Tonbo the protagonist, lost both of her parents in a car accident when she was young and was raised by her grandfather, Ganji Ui, a fisherman on the island of Kagoshima in the Takara Islands. Tonbo learns to play golf while using her father's inherited number 3 iron on the island's 3 golf courses, which were built by the islanders themselves. The story begins with Tonbo meeting Ikika Igarashi, a former professional golfer who has come to Kagoshima in search of work. Number 33. Quality assurance. In another world, Nicola is just a village girl working at the inn, until the day dragons invade, and she meets Haga, a scholar of everything around him. He's a part of an elite society called Seeker, created to address a series of maladies plaguing their usually peaceful world. But both Nicola and Haga have secrets that will change each other's very existence. Number 32. The Fable is a legendary hitman who has completed numerous jobs for a variety of clients. After concluding his latest assignment, the number of people he has recently killed becomes too high, and Fable is ordered by his boss to lay low for a year. He has suggested that having to adapt to life as an ordinary citizen might prove a valuable experience for his future work. Fable is to be accompanied by the woman who acts as his driver, and the two will assume new identities as siblings. However, their boss warns them that they will both face a deadly punishment if Fable kills anyone during his time off. Thus begins Akira and Yauko Sato's joint 1-year sabbatical from the underworld. Number 31. High-speed oil. In the near future, a next-generation racing event called Next Race is announced, changing the world of racing. New technology has made racing at over 500 km per hour safe, changing racing on the world stage completely. Rin Rindu, who once dreamed of being a ballet dancer, had given up her dream due to an injury, becoming a NEET and living with her grandmother. However, one day she is suddenly thrown into the world of next-generation racing. Number 30. Yoru no Courage wa Oyojai follows a girl who spends her nights wandering Shibuya, a place overflowing with identity. Unable to become anyone, the girl's life begins to change following a special encounter. Number 29. Kaita Autumn de Kamikakushi. This is the story of a small friendship and a parting of ways throughout a number of strange occurrences. A modern-day bizarre romanesque with a piercing combination of weirdness, girls, and sexuality. Number 28. Kaiju. Number 8. Grotesque, Godzilla-like monsters called kaiju have been appearing around Japan for many years. To combat these beasts, an elite military unit known as the Defense Corps risks their lives daily to protect civilians. Once a creature is killed, sweepers, working under the Professional Kaiju Cleaner Corporation, are left to dispose of its remains. Kafka Habino, a 32-year-old man, is unsatisfied with his job as a sweeper. From a young age, he has aspired to join the Defense Corps and kill kaijus for a living. After a few failed attempts, however, he gave up on his dreams and resigned himself to the mediocrity that provided a decent paycheck. Nevertheless, when an ambitious, 18-year-old recruit named Lino Ikikawa joins his cleaning team, Kafka is once again reminded of his desire to join the military. Following a chain of unfortunate events and an interaction with the junior sweeper, Kafka encounters a parasite-type kaiju that forces its way in through his mouth, turning him into a humanoid monster. With his newfound powers, Kafka aims to give his lifelong dream a final try. Number 27. The wrong way to use healing magic. Ken Usato is a normal high schooler in every sense of the word. Average grades, dreams, and a tendency to dislike extraordinary people. However, when he encounters the president and the vice president of the student council, both popular and extraordinary, he immediately befriends them. All of this is interrupted when Ken's new friends are summoned into another world, and he accidentally gets summoned as well. Dejected and with no way to return, he resigns himself to staying quietly in the new world, until he finds out he has an affinity for healing magic, a very rare form of magic which gives him both self-confidence and the attention of all mages. However, not all attention is good, which is something Ken realizes when he is noticed by a crazy fellow healing magic user. Number 26. Surgeon Elise. Dr. Song Ji-hyun is considered a prodigy among Korean surgeons, known for her skill in saving patients no matter their condition. In her past life as Elise de Clorence, the ill-mannered wife of the emperor, her jealousy and greed had led to the loss of her loved ones and, ultimately, her death. For that reason, she vowed to now save lives instead of destroying them. After a fatal plane crash, Elise finds herself once again in her former body. With her previous knowledge of modern medicine and now a chance at mending her mistakes, she is determined to contribute to the empire as a medic in this life. But will Elise be able to avoid her engagement to Prince Lyndon de Romanov, the man she had loved to the point of her own demise? Number 25. Ishura. In a world where the Demon King has died, a host of demigods capable of felling him have inherited the world. A master fencer who can figure out how to take out their opponents with a single glaive, a lancer so swift they can break the sound barrier, a wyvern rogue who fights with 3 legendary weapons at once, an all-powerful wizard who can speak thoughts into being, an angelic assassin who deals instant death. Eager to attain the title of true hero, these champions each pursue challenges against formidable foes and spark conflicts among themselves. The battle to determine the mightiest of the mighty begins. Number 24. The foolish angel dances with the devil. Akatsu Masatora is a demon who has infiltrated a high school in the human world. His goal is to find candidates to aid Hell in the fight against their natural enemies, the angels of heaven. Assigned a seat next to Lily Amain, another student who transferred here not long ago, Akatsu falls prey to her beauty and decides to recruit her to his cause. But there's more to Lily than meets the eye, and Akatsu not only finds himself an accomplice to one of the very enemies he is supposed to defeat, but he also might have developed feelings for her. Number 23. Nazumanu Fushi no Baukensha Rent Fana, a 25-year-old adventurer, has been hacking away at monsters for a decade. Without much talent for the job, Rent finds himself stuck hunting slimes and goblins for meager amounts of coin every day. Little does he know, all this is about to change when he comes across a seemingly undiscovered path in the Water Moon dungeon. What awaits him at the end of the path, however, is neither treasure nor riches, but a legendary dragon that wastes no time swallowing him whole. Waking up a short time later, Rent finds himself not quite dead, but not very alive either. He is nothing more than a pile of bones. Armed with nothing but his trusty sword, tool belt, and ghoulish new looks, Rent sets off on his quest as a newly reborn skeleton to achieve existential evolution, hoping to one day return to civilization with a more human form. Will Rent succeed, or will the dungeon consume him for the rest of his undeath? Number 22. Mahu Shoujo Nyakagari Hiragi. Utina has always looked up to magical girls and fantasized about transforming into a cool heroine who fights evil. So, when a doll-like figure approaches her one evening, claiming that she has magical power lying dormant within, she trembles in excitement. But her colorful dream is quickly shattered in an ironic turn of events when she transforms into a villain disinterested in associating with the forces of evil. She tries to quit when a group of magical girls appear and declare war. A battle ensues and Hiragi soon discovers that she enjoys inflicting pain on others as her true nature starts to emerge. Mahu Shoujo Nyakagari follows Hiragi as she begins her new life as the leader of villains, fighting against magical girls and indulging in her newfound sadistic nature to her heart's content. Number 21. 7th time loop. Being reborn once may sound impressive, but Riche is already on her 7th time around. She has had all kinds of excitement in her previous lives, from peddling goods as a merchant to locking blades as a knight, so now she's determined to kick back and enjoy. But to savor the high life, she first has to marry the handsome prince, same one who happens to be her murderer. It will take 6+ lifetimes of experience and skills for Riche to break the time loop and make her extravagant dreams come true. Number 20. Sasaki to Pai-chan. Even though Sasaki's droll corporate life is constantly filled with work, it leaves him tired and unfulfilled at the end of every day. In search of some companionship to fill the emptiness in his life, he visits a pet shop on a whim, not realizing he's about to change his life forever. After settling on an adorable bird and bringing it home, his new roommate reveals that it's actually an incredible sage from another world who promptly bestows Sasaki with supernatural powers as well as the ability to cross between worlds. All Sasaki wants to do is use these newfound powers to live in peace and comfort, but there are more than a few colorful characters who might get in the way of that. Number 19. Cherry Magic. Office worker Kiyoshi Adachi has gone 30 years of life without ever having his cherry pop. Due to this profound accomplishment, he becomes a wizard with the ability to read minds through physical contact. However, he thinks his newly attained skill is hopelessly lame and has caused him to dislike crowded places. On the way to his work, Adachi runs into his attractive and well-liked coworker, Yuichi Kurosawa. Piqued by his personality, he furtively touches Kurosawa and takes a peek at his heart, only to find out that the man holds romantic dreams for a colleague at their office. Adachi attempts to connect the dots, but soon, Kurosawa's fantasies are laid bare. His coworker's perverted thoughts are meant for him. Despite doing his best to concentrate, he can now hardly remain focused with Kurosawa around. Number 18. Solo leveling. 10 years ago, the gate appeared and connected the real world with the realm of magic and monsters. To combat these vile beasts, ordinary people received superhuman powers and became known as hunters. 20-year-old Sung Jin-woo is one such hunter, but he is known as the world's weakest, owing to his pathetic power compared to even a measly E rank. Still, he hunts monsters tirelessly in low-rank gates to pay for his mother's medical bills. However, this miserable lifestyle changes when Jin-woo, believing himself to be the only one left to die in a mission gone terribly wrong, awakens in a hospital 3 days later to find a mysterious screen floating in front of him. This quest log demands that Jin-woo completes an unrealistic and intense training program, or face an appropriate penalty. Initially reluctant to comply because of the quest's rigor, Jin-woo soon finds that it may just transform him into one of the world's most fearsome hunters. Number 17. Chain Soldier. When entrances to a different dimension known as the Motto emerge all over Japan, a new resource known as peaches are discovered which give unique abilities only to women. However, dangerous monsters called Yamatsu Shuki also roam throughout the Motto and have been responsible for various disasters ever since. To combat them, the government formed the Anti-Demon Corps, an elite group of women who have received power from the peaches. One day, a high school student named Yuki Wakura was walking home from school when he suddenly got lost in a Motto entrance. When he calls for help, he is immediately rescued by Kyoka Yuzan, the chief of the 7th unit of the Anti-Demon Corps. Recognizing his potential while also needing him to make her peach power more effective, she asks that Yuki join the Anti-Demon Corps by becoming her slave, a position he might find more enjoyable than he initially would have thought. Number 16. Dungeon Meshi. After the Golden Kingdom is sunk underground by an insane magician, its king emerges, promising all of his treasure to any who defeat the magician, before crumbling to dust. Guilds are spurred on by this promise, traversing the labyrinthine dungeon in search of the magician. Leos, the leader of one such guild, encounters a dragon that wipes out his party and devours his sister Phelan. Despite having lost the entirety of their supplies and belongings, Leos, along with Marcel, an elven healer, and Chilchuk, a halfling thief, immediately re-enter the dungeon, determined to save Phelan. Time being of the essence, Leos suggests the taboo of eating the monsters of the dungeon as a means of gathering supplies. Upon the preparation of their first meal in the dungeon, they are stopped by an onlooking dwarf named Senshi, an enthusiast of monster cooking. He helps them prepare their monster ingredients for safe consumption. After learning of Leo's circumstances, Senshi expresses his desire to cook a dragon and joins their guild, thus beginning their food-filled foray into the dungeon together.